Yes, Kilmany, I'm here at the Cayuga Centre in East Harlem in New York City. Last night, hundreds of children were taken here. Most of those hundreds of children are here in this welfare centre, arriving to New York last night from Texas. Now, joining me now to talk about this further and the policy around it is Nate Lerner. He's part of the Build the Wave Foundation, the executive director. Now, first of all, we know that President Donald Trump has rolling back his policy to put an end to separating children from their parents at the border. What now, though, to these some more than 2,000 children that have been separated from their parents? Well,
so he's announced that they're ending the separation, but what's concerning is they've put forth no plan whatsoever on how they were going to reunite them with their parents. And what's incredibly scary is you now have 236 children thousands of miles away from the border here in New York, and the government has given no plan or no idea of how they're then going to reunite them. Republicans in Congress have given no plan. Even their new bill that's before the House right now had no outline in it on reunification. And that's incredibly concerning and very terrifying.
Yes, even the mayor of New York didn't seem to know much about it. And now the Pentagon has been asked to prepare up to 20,000 beds to accommodate children across the country and families as well in military facilities. What does this say about the policy and where it's going?
Yeah, that's a bit of a mystery that's come forward now. Is suddenly we have these 20,000 beds, and so it really does suggest that this is going to continue. This is not going to change. If anything, it's going to get drastically worse, and perhaps they'll be keeping families together at the very least, but then you still have thousands of families, individuals who are being inhumanely treated, inhumanely detained, being prosecuted as criminals simply for coming to America to seek a better life and often escaping danger in their home countries.
The administration has now said that let's keep the families together, let's bring back the kids to the parents. But perhaps one of the problems is, where are those parents? Have they been detained? Have they been deported? What kind of hot water do you think the government can get themselves in with this situation?
Right, well, they're already in pretty hot water now. This is an absolute PR nightmare for them. And what's interesting is really, it wasn't until we saw the blowback from the public that Trump and the Republicans quickly changed their point of view on this and changed their stance. But what we're not seeing is them taking those words and putting them to action. It's really been empty so far. And this is what happens when you have leadership in office who have no experience in public service whatsoever. They have absolutely no idea what they're doing. They didn't anticipate this problem at all. They were so focused on just scaring away immigrants from coming to America and treating them horribly, they did not consider the blowback. They didn't consider what they were doing to people on the ground. And now you're seeing the repercussions of that, and you're seeing an administration that has absolutely no idea how to handle it. And I think it's only going to get worse from here in many ways, which is really unfortunate.
Nate, thanks very much for your time. Nate Lerner there, the Executive Director of Build the Wave, working to build back Democratic seats in the House there. Now, this is a centre where many children have been taken just for a day, then they move on to foster homes, and they come here during the day for daycare centre sort of education programs. Obviously, this crisis has spread from the border all the way up to New York, some 2,000 miles away from the US border.